double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and books double!
Spooky friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be doing a very spooky book haul. So nice to see you again. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi if you're new here, and welcome. So I was not originally intending to do a haul. However, I have acquired quite a few new spooky books, and I really wanted to share them with you before the spooky season went out. Went out? Finished? I don't know, before it leaves. Having said that, I'm actually quite sad because there have been so many recommendations that you guys have recommended me that I have actually placed an order for. An example that I can think of is, I think it's called Carmilla, which is, I think, one of the very first, if not the first, vampire story, and I didn't know about it, and a bunch of my subscribers have commented that I should check that one out, and so I ordered that one. But I ordered quite a few of your recommendations, Pet Sematary, a couple other things, but I ordered them in like special and pretty editions, and I have no idea when they're gonna come. So you'll probably get a book haul part 2 at some point this year. However, I have so many spooky things, I thought I would just start with this. So I think what I'd like to start with is some bookish mail that I received, because I received quite a few really nice surprises in the mail. It just warmed my heart so much, and so I would love to share that with you and to thank you in person. The first book is a book that I actually opened while I was in line at the postal service place that what is it called? And the note for this totally warmed my heart. But the very first book that I received is, oh, that's not gonna work, Skycircus, and this is a part of the Cogheart Adventure series. That is kind of like a steampunky middle grade series, and I am so excited to get this. But what really made me happy was actually the note, and I'd really like to read it out because it made me smile so much. It says, "You're the queen of the gays, and you don't even know it. Thanks for being so kind. I love listening to you, from Garrett." And Garrett, I just want you to know that that made my day more than I can ever express. It's just so sweet in every single way, and I really appreciate it, so thank you. Okay, the next thing. Okay, so this says, "You are awesome. Thanks for sharing your love of books and inspiring me to try to get back to the library for entertainment and a job. There's another box coming." Oh my gosh, from Christine. Christine, you are so sweet. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so sweet. Ooh, this looks so good. Okay, this is called Spirit Hunters. Look at that. Oh my God, this sounds so good. It looks like this is about a haunted house. I love haunted houses. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Harper Rain doesn't like her new house from the moment she steps inside. It makes her skin crawl and her hair stand on end. There's rumors that the Rain family's new house is haunted. Okay, I'm in. I am so in. That looks so good. And the cover is so menacing and creepy. I love it. And then what is this? It's like decorations. Oh my gosh. Okay, do you know what? Just gonna use this to decorate even now. This is actually perfect because I can use this to decorate with over the weekend when I'm making a spooky fort. And then this was the final thing. Oh my gosh, they're little bats. Oh my gosh, they're little bats to decorate with. This is so cute. Oh, they're so cute. Christine, I love them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Christine and Garrett. You're just like the sweetest. Thank you so much. Okay, now we've got some Fairyloot. So, if you are unaware, Fairyloot is a bookish subscription box, and they do send me these boxes about once a month. And it's just kind of like a really fun, I don't know, package that you get in the mail, and they always come with a book and then some really fun bookish goodies. Okay, so the very first thing that I see is this really cool spoiler card with mermaids, which I love mermaids. The first thing is this really cool comb. Okay, it's got like lots of little, I think they're called tangle teasers. I've always wanted to try one, so this is very exciting. But it has like little seashells and things on it, and it looks so pretty, so I'm so excited. Next up, oh my gosh, how cool. Okay, next up are these reusable straws. This is actually called a boba straw, which is perfect because I have boba all of the time. But they're made bigger so that you can like drink a boba, which are like little tapioca balls, up through it. And then it comes with this really cute blue reusable straw. This is something I will use like several times a week. This is one of my favorite things I've ever received in a book box. Oh, next is a mug, and it's To Kill a Kingdom. I actually read that book last year and it was really great. That is a retelling of The Little Mermaid, but it's spun in a totally different way and it's really excellent. So this is the mug here. I feel like you can never have too many mugs. And I love that the inside is yellow. It's so cute. It says, "It's like holding a story rather than a person. She feels wild and infinite in my arms." Next up, we have this really, really cute pouch. And this says, "Don't grant all the prince's requests, darling girl. Men are always asking for more than they should." What a cute pouch. Then we've got a little envelope. In here is a little keychain and it says, "Poor unfortunate souls." That is really precious. And then finally, we have the book. So the book is called Fable, and this is by Adrienne Young. And I have to say, I don't think I've ever heard of this book before. It's always nice to kind of hear of new stories through these subscription boxes as well. So I'm excited. It looks kind of like Ariel almost. Let's see what this is about. As the daughter of the most powerful trader in the Narrows, the sea is the only home 17-year-old Fable has ever known. It's been 4 years since her father abandoned her on a legendary island filled with thieves and little food. To survive, she must keep to herself, learn to trust no one, and rely on the unique skills her mother taught her. The only thing that keeps her going is the goal to get off the island, finding her father and demanding her rightful place beside him and his crew. How exciting is that? And it's beautiful. I love the blue sprayed edges. I think this is gorgeous. Can't wait to read it. Okay, so that's it for all of the bookish mail I received. Let's go ahead and delve into all of the books that I have currently been buying. Now, the one disclaimer I would like to say is if you have been watching my channel at all this month, you might recognize some of these books. Because while I haven't hauled them, I have mentioned them. I've mentioned them in books that I want to read this season. A couple of these I bought during my last vlog, so if you saw that, you might recognize some of these titles. I think I mentioned quite a few of these in my October TBR, so you might recognize these. I just haven't hauled them before. Okay, so the very first book that I would like to talk about is Something Wicked This Way Comes, and this is by Ray Bradbury. This is a recommendation from several subscribers who said that they thought that I would love this, and I also know that it is a classic. I've never actually read this, but I've heard that it's kind of like a staple in English classes growing up, which is really, really cool. I never read this, but I would have loved to have read this in school. And this is about a sinister circus who comes to town, and I think like terrifies our two protagonists. Other than that, I really don't know anything about it, but it sounds great. Next up is a book that I picked up in my used bookstore, and it is The Boy Who Drew Monsters, and this is by Keith Donahue. So this particular book is about a boy who I think nearly drowns, and when he comes out from the drowning, he starts to see monsters, and I think the only way that he can kind of cope with seeing all of these monsters is to draw them, and then I think the monsters possibly start to come to life. Sounds excellent for this time of year. The next one that I have here is The Midnight Library, and this is by Matt Haig. This just came out and it sounds absolutely incredible. I don't know about any of you, but I love reading books about libraries, bookstores, and book lovers. It's just kind of a topic that I will never get tired of as somebody who loves books themselves. So the synopsis on the flap says that between life and death is this library. And I guess the library can help somebody choose different choices in their life that they could have made. And so Nora Rebecca decides to go to this library, or somehow she ends up at this library and she tries to change her life by making different choices. The premise sounds incredibly interesting, and I'm really excited to see kind of how Nora's life mixes in with a library, and a magical library at that, so I'm very excited to delve into this. Next up is one of the most stunning books that I own, and that is Naomi Novik's A Deadly Education. This is a fantasy, dark academia type book, and it sounds like everything I could ever want in a book. So this is about our main protagonist, Elle, and Elle goes to this school for wizards, and I think she's a teenager, so this is more like a high school for wizards, sort of, and they are learning magic, but it's a very, very dangerous school, and it's very hard to survive at the school. And then once Elle is at the school, she kind of has to figure out how to survive it. So, sounds really interesting. Next up, I have yet another version of Frankenstein. I know I talk about this in, I think, a vlog and possibly in another video, but I don't think I've shown it off yet. And I think that this is such a beautiful edition of Frankenstein. I love that it has illustrations, and I absolutely love the cover of it. I think it's great, but also I've never read Frankenstein, and so I decided to pick this up so that I could read it this season. Frankenstein, by the way, is about a mad scientist who decides to try to create the perfect person by putting together dead body parts and then striking it with lightning. And we just sort of see the repercussions of that. But spoiler, I don't think it turns out so well. Next up, we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Oops, it's invisible. Let's make it so that you can see it. So here we have the Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This, of course, is about Addie LaRue, who is alive a long time ago in France, and she strikes up a deal with the devil so that she does not have to die. But the catch is, everywhere she goes, people forget who she is, until one day, centuries later, she meets someone who remembers her. Next up, we have Magic Lessons, and this is by Alice Hoffman. So this is the author who created Practical Magic, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. The aesthetic in it is so perfect cottagecore, like I can't even tell you. The vibes in that movie, immaculate. And in that original book, it focuses on the relationship and lives of two sisters in the Owens family. And these two sisters are trying to break a family curse. And it is a curse put on by their great-great-grandmother, who is the star of this book. So we get to see all about the great-great-grandmother and what made her kind of come to the point of accidentally cursing her family. Sounds excellent. I love a good witch story. I love a good cursing. We love everything about, well, I don't, like, not in real life, obviously, but in literature, I think curses are pretty fun to read about. Okay, next up we have two books by Shirley Jackson. I haven't read either of these, and they were both recommendations from people. I actually saw quite a few people who recommended this in my Do I Have That Book challenge, because one of these books is a Netflix series, which I, by the way, am too afraid to watch. And that is The Haunting of Hillhouse and We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I am so excited to pick these up. These are considered like modern classics for Gothic literature. Y'all know I am a sucker for Gothic literature. Give me all of the Edgar Allan Poe all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know a lot about these. I basically just blindly bought them because I trust all of your recommendations so much. But I think that this one is about a family who died because they were poisoned, and we are following like the lone survivors in this maybe haunted house, question mark, I don't know. And then this one is about a group of strangers who come together to try to research the paranormal activity in this supposedly haunted house. Both sound incredible. I have to tell you, I'm very excited to read this one in particular because there is no way I can actually watch the actual series. Like, it is just too terrifying. It is, have you seen the trailer? Every time I'm like, you know what, girl, you can do it. You can do it. This is your year. This is your moment. You are not gonna be afraid of anything anymore. And then I watch the trailer and I'm like, you know what? How about a Disney movie instead? So we're just gonna read the book. Okay, next up I have got a very chunky and very exciting book. And that is Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. And you guys, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh, ooh. that sound, just, it feels right, you know? 1,415 pages. I think most people are familiar with Les Miserables, but it basically is just a portrait of France during the French Revolutionary Wars, and it is beautiful and epic. I highly recommend watching the musical. I highly recommend listening to the soundtrack. It is wonderful in every single way, but also I really want to read the book. I'm a little afraid of this, which fits with my spooky haul. But yeah, I think it's gonna be really, really good, and I'm very excited to tackle this, hopefully soon. Oh my God, I almost just fell, it's fine. The next book I have is These Violent Delights, and this is by Micah Nemerever. This is a book that I actually put in my October TBR, but I have not hauled this yet, and this was a recommendation from my friend Soleil. She hasn't actually read this yet, but she was talking about it, and I was like, that sounds amazing, so I went ahead and purchased it. But this is a dark academia type book, and this follows Paul, and Paul is trying hard to become this person's friend. What is the guy's name? What is his name? Julian. Paul is trying to become friends with this person named Julian. However, Julian is very toxic and their relationship goes south very quickly. And so I think that this is just exploring that dynamic. And I'm very excited. I really am. Okay, next up I have 3 middle grades. The first one I have here is 13s, and this is by Kate Alice Marshall. So this book follows 3 friends, and all 3 friends can see supernatural things, but they can't let on that they know these supernatural things exist. And I believe that the answers about how they can see these supernatural things resides in an old fairy tale book. Next up is a book that I think I mentioned actually in my spooky middle grades Rex video thing, and that is The Second Best Haunted Hotel on Mercer Street, and this is by Corey Putman Oakes. We love a good ghost story, right? This is just about a haunted hotel and about how apparently they are competing with another haunted hotel, and it sounds adorable. And then the final middle grade I have is Ghost Squad, and this is by Claribel A. Ortega. So this is about 2 friends who accidentally conjure a ghost, and they have to somehow put this right with the help of, I think, their grandmother or something like that. And so it's all about, I guess, their tales with this ghost and trying to get this ghost to go away. It sounds really, really cool. I think it'll be really, really fun. And the cover is so cute. And then finally we have some YA. So the first book I have here is Where Dreams Descend, and this is by Janelle Angels. This sounds incredible. This is all about kind of like a circus, and within the circus there is a love triangle, and I think that there's real magic involved, and it's supposed to be very, very atmospheric and similar vibes to The Night Circus or Caraval, both of which I loved, so I had to pick this up. Next up, I have Prelude for Lost Souls, which is a book that I mentioned in my last vlog, I think. I don't know a lot about it other than the fact that it is a ghost story over an entire town. So apparently in this town, there are lots of psychics and mediums, and everyone claims that they can see ghosts. And we are following this guild, and this guild, I guess, helps train mediums or something like that. And then we are following our main protagonist, Deck, who wants nothing to do with this town and nothing to do with the guild. Next up is a book I know I have mentioned in several of my videos, and that is because I am just so excited about it. And that is Horrid, oh God, I'm so sorry book. And that is Horrid by Katrina Leno. So this is about Jane, and Jane moves to Maine. Oh, Jane moves to Maine. So Jane moves to Maine with her mother after her father passes away, and they inherit some very large manor. But while they are there, Jane is convinced that the manor is actually haunted. And so we are just seeing her experience in this haunted manor. Who is haunting her? Is it her dad? Is it something more sinister? Tune in to find out. No, this isn't a TV series. Okay. And then the very final book that I have here is a peculiar, no, that's not a word. Peculiar. And this is by Jeff Vandermeer. So this is about a boy named Jonathan who is going to inherit his grandfather's very large mansion. But while Jonathan is there in the mansion, he discovers that it actually holds clues to, I guess, a secret ancient society. And so this mixes secret societies with possibly a little bit of dark academia, and it sounds really, really great. I am very excited to delve into this. It sounds really like it's gonna be right up my alley. Well, there you guys have it, a very large book haul. I had so much fun hauling these books today. Tell me some of your very favorite spooky books that you have recently purchased or that you would like to get to or that you have gotten from the library. I, of course, would always love to know. Although I have to admit, a lot of your recommendations are making me go broke because they all sound incredible and I keep ordering them. And it's not good. That's all for now, book lovers. So until next time, you guys, keep your head in the clouds and your heart in a book. And I will talk to you very soon. Stay spooky!